is the biggest festival, because the biggest tournament in Asia for women's cricket. I always talk to my team and said, keep it simple, play your natural game, no pressure on your shoulders, just play, just enjoy the game in the middle. End of the day, the best team will in the competition on the cup, but the particular day who will do the less mistakes, that team will be won the Asia Cup, won the match.
We are a good all-rounders, and we are good team bonding in our team. Then last 12 months are playing good cricket in our team. We all came to winning the Asia Cup.
We play in India to make our game better, and then we come here, we aware of the weather, I think, to get our game improved. We have motivation to get better to play in Asia Cup.
Well, fittingly, the hosts are on fire in this tournament. Chamari Athapaththu, with a career best in the last game, leads the Sri Lanka team for one more time in this Women's Asia Cup. It's their final group stage game, but their desires are greater come the semi-finals. Thailand, could they write a story that they'll remember for a long, long time? They started this tournament well. They couldn't have that sort of performance against Bangladesh. They'd love to sign off on a high against Sri Lanka. We are here at the Rangiri International Stadium in Dambulla for the final group stage match of the tournament. Isabel Joyce has Thailand in her heart, though she is an objective voice. Roshan Abeysinghe is objective, even though he's the Sri Lankan voice. What would you expect from Sri Lanka today, Roshan? This is a team that we're looking at in the final already, but they have a job to do today.
Yes, they do, but I want them to finish well, because it's always very important to go into a semi-final with momentum, with confidence, rather than a scratchy win. Yes, Thailand is not you cannot write them off, I'll tell you. They have surprised a few teams, but Sri Lanka needs to play their A game today. That's what I think.
We haven't had the giant killing in this tournament yet that we saw from Thailand in the last one, Izzy.
No, well, we've said it time and time again, they're missing their two big players. We've had two scores of 40 in the tournament so far from Thailand. What they really would like is a half century from someone. Maybe from Koncharenkai, from Buchatham. They're the two that have scored 40 so far. So maybe if one of them can post a big total, they'll go home happy. I
saw that young captain from Thailand, Thipachai Putawong, just 20 years of age, up against a stalwart in form, Chamari Athapaththu. The final toss of the group stage is upon us, and Marina Iqbal is ready.
I'm all set for another action-packed evening here with the two captains leading the home side, Chamari Athapaththu for Sri Lanka. I've got Thipachai Putawong leading Thailand, and G.S. Lakshmi, who will be officiating the match proceedings. Chamari, do the flip.
Head.
Heads is the call. Heads is the call. Heads it is. So, what have you decided to do?
Yeah, we decide to bat first.
Yep. Now, what target are you looking here on this surface and the opposition?
I think 130 plus, yeah.
So mainly you've been struggling in bowling and also batting, but what have you done to address all these problems for this last game?
วันนี้เราทำอะไรที่เราเปลี่ยน batting bowling ทีมเราชนะได้วันนี้
จริงๆวันนี้ก็ไม่ได้เปลี่ยนอะไรค่ะขอแค่แบบแบตเตอร์ทุกคนทำหน้าที่ของตัวเองทำให้เต็มที่แล้วก็ทางโบลิ่งไซด์ก็ไม่ได้เปลี่ยนอะไรค่ะเพราะว่าคิดว่าโบลิ่งฝั่งเราดีอยู่แล้วค่ะ
So we haven't made too many changes. We just are focusing on the batting. We're looking for a good partnership today, and we're going to give our 100% in fielding and bowling as well.
So just a confirmation, no changes in the playing 11?
No,
all
no
right.
changes.
All the best. Thank you. Chamari, I can see in your eyes that you want to win the toss and bat first, right?
Yeah, definitely. The condition is really good for the batting. But yeah, but it's good opportunity for the ball first. We have good bunch of bowlers, and I have good experienced bowling lineup. So I try to execute my right plan, right time.
Well, everything has been working for you till now, but is there any area that you as a captain would like to improve in this game?
Yeah, definitely. We have to improve our cricket day by day. So we have to improve all three parts of our game.
Any changes in the 11?
We have 4 changes. Udeshika back in the side, Achini and Sugandhika these three seniors are back in the side.
Well, all the best for the game.
Thank you very much.
The news from the center is that Thailand have won the toss and they have decided to bat first.
Well, always nice to hear from the captains. And we have Thailand batting first today. Unchanged, Isabel Joyce from their last game against Bangladesh.
I mentioned those two batters who've made 40, but can maybe some of the youngsters, the captain and Kyoto, are the two that look like they might make some runs. Kano as well with bat in hand, because they're a settled bowling unit. It's the bat where they've struggled.
Curious to see if Aphisara continues to open. That didn't work. But for Sri Lanka, Roshan Abeyasinghe, they started with what we believe was their strongest team. They made 4 changes. They've gone back to that first game team against Bangladesh.
Yeah, that is to be expected, because now they are almost at the door of an important game. See, because they're obviously targeting the semi-final, but they got to win this. But what I like about that side is there is a lot of experience in the bowling department. See, batting anyway, there is a blend of youthfulness, young cricketers with Chamari around. But the bowling, I feel, is very, very important on pitches like this, which are flat and which are good. So that's where you need the skill. So if you have bowlers who are experienced and skillful, they can win you games.
All right, we have seen that it has been hard for the bowlers when conditions are as good to bat as they are. Let's find out more about conditions. Marina Iqbal and first Athar Ali Khan.
Thanks, Ronak. Lovely conditions here. As the sun sets in the west, the conditions here gets a little bit cooler. So it'll stay cool especially for the players. Remember, the day games, hot and humid, not anymore. And you got to take your hat off for the curator producing some lovely pitches. A couple of pitches have been very good for the batting and also the spinners. What about the outfield? 59 meters, the boundary. So once you get through the gaps, it travels very quickly. Pristine condition, absolutely brilliant conditions here. I've got Marina Iqbal right next to me. Your thoughts on the pitch?
Well, has been a paradise for the batters. Under lights, I think it binds a little bit more, but one thing is for sure, these surfaces now being reused have provided reassuring results, especially for the spinners. But important thing for them is to bowl within the stumps area. Whenever they've done that, they've picked up the wickets for crucial times. But again, you need to keep in count that the batters will have their day out there. It's a lovely conditions. Ball coming nicely onto the bat, so runs are inevitable.
There you go. That's your thoughts on the pitch.
Many thanks to Athar Ali Khan and Marina Iqbal, and we're seeing Sri Lanka and Bangladesh occupy the top 2 spots courtesy of Bangladesh's win earlier today against Malaysia. It's also given their net run rate a much needed boost. Thailand will have to do the unthinkable if they are to displace them. But for Bangladesh and Nigar Sultana Jyoti's side, Isabel Joyce, this was the kind of performance with some muscle flexing, feel good before an eminent semi-final.
Well, they had a bad day out first game, there's no doubt about it, but since then they've looked imperious and winning matches going into semi-final, even though it's against India, that'll give them some heart.
Yeah, and their top orders in form. Every team that's done well, Roshan, has seen their opening batters take responsibility today. We saw Murshida Khatun do the same. Top score for her.
I think she's very good. I like the way she bats. Her technique is excellent and her shot selection is brilliant. And she seemed to be in very good form. Remember, in that last half century she got, she started a little bit slowly. She took her time. There was confusion, there was a run out. But since then, she hasn't really looked back. She scored runs quickly, better than a runner ball. This is the kind of opening you need at the top, going into a big game. They will be able to dictate terms to the opponents.
You know, we have Bangladesh. They rely on their leader Nigar Sultana Jyoti. On the other hand, Sri Lanka, Chamari Athapaththu is such a big part of that dressing room. And we just went into that dressing room to find out a bit more about what the emotion is like when you play with a player like Chamari.
My name is Chamari Athapaththu, current Sri Lanka women's cricket captain. My role is batting all-rounder. I'm playing as an opener. Sometimes I'm playing mid-load as well. So I just enjoy my game every day in the middle. I started my cricket when I was 4 years old. I became an international cricketer when I was 17 years old. So 2009 I debuted T20 and 2010 I debuted ODI. So my journey is a little bit tough journey. I always talk to my team and said, keep it simple, play your natural game, no pressure on your shoulders, just play, just enjoy the game in the middle.
My current favorite cricketer is Chamari Athapaththu.
I fell in love with the way Chamari Athapaththu play, and I've been fortunate enough to have conversations with her during fair break. Chamari Athapaththu would be my cricketing role.
One player I want to face Athapaththu.
How lovely was that to see. Commands respect just across the cricketing world. And Roshan, looking at these numbers, these stats she's put on. Most runs, of course, for Sri Lanka. 3,153 and counting. Experienced, top-ranked player. We should not be discussing anything about the end of Chamari's career. I don't know why those conversations come up. She's good enough to keep going.
Actually, yes. I think the board president has made a request to her not to retire. He wants her to continue playing because, you know, her presence in the team is so important. As you correctly said, her experience, her leadership, what she brings to the team as a batter. I mean, it's priceless. So I don't think we've still found a leader who can take her place. And also, forget the leadership, the vacuum that might get created if she retires as an opener. So there is still some time for the Sri Lankan selectors to try and identify batters who could go there and at least try to get into those shoes.
Hits the ball harder or as hard as anyone in the women's game, is he, Joyce?
Well, I have a few bruises that I remember that can attest to that. She just has an incredible ability with those long levers to hit it harder than anyone else, and she's so strong in the hips. So it's hard to explain just quite how different it is for especially teams like Thailand, Malaysia. Some of these teams coming in, they suddenly have to jump 10 levels because it comes at you very, very quickly.
Well, the Thailand fielders better be ready. That is for later. But how good is it to see Thailand on the park? They conduct themselves so well. They're an affable bunch. And we decided to just try and get into the locker room to find out a bit more.
สวัสดีครับเรียกผมว่าไอ้จ้าบตึงนั้นไม่ได้เกินเท่ๆไม่ได้เกินเฟี้ยวๆไม่ได้เกินจ้าบ
เพลงอะไร หนูไทยซอง Love Me Like You Do
สวัสดีครับเรียกผมว่าไอ้จ้าบตึงนั้นไม่ได้เกินเท่ๆไม่ได้เกินเฟี้ยวๆไม่ได้เกินจ้าบ ออนิชาเขาชมพูดีเจไอ
อนิชาคำชมพู ชนิดา สุทธิเรือง
ชานิดา สุดที่เรื่อง
It was just brilliant to watch them smile in that fashion. Impact sub has been made. Roshan Abesinghe out, Athar Ali Khan in. I love those questions when you ask them who's the fashion icon, who's the DJ. Were you the fashion icon in your team?
Not really. I'm just doing my normal stuff, you know.
That's yes.
Yeah, but let's now focus on key players for Thailand, shall we? And you know, they have a lot to say about Chanida. Puttawong's actually been very good with the ball herself. Who are you looking forward to against a strong Sri Lankan team, Izzy?
Well, I think Puttawong struggled to know when to bowl herself. So she has been good, but she's struggled with those bowling changes. As I said, Koncharenkai with 40 and Butchatham has made 40 in one innings. So those are the two that need to go on, and they'll be helped by Panita and Kano.
Well, we've seen that the Thai team is capable of upsets even in the absence of their key players. They've put up a really good show, and that opening win would have given them a lot of confidence against Malaysia. Challenge is stiff though, Athar Ali Khan, as Bangladesh found out too when they played Sri Lanka. What are you expecting from a Sri Lankan team against Thailand? Domination or other aspects before the semi-final?
Well, I think it has to be domination because they dominated with the bat. I mean, look at how Chamari Athapaththu, the skipper, led from the front. She was brutal with the bat. I mean, she just took on the attack and then played shots one after another. And there also the fact that once she gets into that frame of mind, she looks deadly with the bat and she can take on any attack. So that's what I feel that in that frame of mind, if she comes and bat also tonight, then watch out for Sri Lanka because they're looking a really good side.
All right, well, Sri Lanka have the semi-finals in sight and they want to go further. The road to the final is going to be filled up. over the next couple of days. Last group stage game, the action and the stakes just get higher now as we look at the two semi-finals. Friday, the 26th of July, 2 p.m. India taking on likely Bangladesh. We'll confirm that after today. And Pakistan await the winners of Group 1 in Sri Lanka, looking good to claim that for their own. The final, 3 o'clock on the 28th, of course. Quick points on Thailand batting first against the Sri Lanka team. What approach do you see from them? Will they take the game on? Will they just look to amble to a score? They've decided to bat first against a strong opposition.
I think they need to remember that that match against Malaysia that they played, they scored 133.
Yes.
133 in 20 overs is a good total. And if they can somehow manage to match that total, I think they'll feel a lot more better. But easier said than done. They've got to go in and stay a little bit more positive and try not to look to play big shots. I think also rotation of the strike is crucial for the top order. Once you do that and an odd delivery, a poor delivery, you need to still find the gaps because the outfield is in pristine condition. It travels so quickly to the boundary ropes. Not to lose early wickets.
Yep.
If the one they get set, hang on and play as long as possible.
All right. Well, Athar Ali Khan, thank you very much. Isabel Joyce as well. Live action of the final game from Group B coming up. Thailand against Sri Lanka. Stay with us.
the biggest festival, because the biggest tournament in Asia for women's cricket. I always talk to my team and said, keep it simple, play your natural game, no pressure on your shoulders, just play, just enjoy the game in the middle. End of the day, the best team will in the competition on the cup, but the particular day who will do the less mistakes, that team will be won the Asia Cup, won the match.
We had a good all-rounders, and we have good team bonding in our team. Then last 12 months are playing good cricket in our team. We all came to winning the Asia Cup.
We play in India to make our game better, and then we come here, we aware of the weather, I think, to get our game improved. We have motivation to get better to play in Asia Cup.
It is the Women's Asia Cup 2024 at the Rangiri Dambulu Stadium, and we are in Dambulla, and we do have the pride of Dambulla, the Rangiri temple. And indeed it is so much of culture, so much of religion, and it's a place where most people visit. And the Sri Lankan team arrived a little while earlier for an important game, the last of the preliminary round. They'll be playing Thailand, and Rangiri Dambulu Stadium have been kind to the Sri Lankan team, and the Thailand team also arrived. Well, they've been a force to be reckoned with, but can they do the impossible, the unthinkable today? That is the question. Both teams have arrived, Sri Lanka and Thailand, ready to battle in this beautiful Rangiri Dambulu Stadium. The Men's Asia Cup 2024 Group B, live from Dambulla. Let's show you the points table. Sri Lanka right on top. Just 2 games, 4 points with a very good net run rate. Bangladesh in second place with 3 games. Malaysia right at the bottom, but Thailand in with that chance. Right. Toss of the coin happened a little while earlier, and the Thailand captain won the toss, and she had no hesitation in batting first. And indeed, let's take a look at the teams. I got Marina Iqbal with me. Marina, your thoughts?
Yeah, they've gone unchanged. A lot of experience already been given in this exposure, but Buchatham definitely depends a lot on her. She's been so far the highest scorer for this edition, averaging 29, but someone from the middle order needs to step up, like Laomi or Maya. 4 changes, surprisingly, but they can afford to do that. So Hasini is in, Sundikantika is in, Udishika is in, Achini is in. I thought that maybe should have gone with Shashini Gimhani, the left arm wrist spinner. She did really well the other day. But they're backing their side and testing their bench as well.
And certainly Thailand warming up, but they're very keen to finish the tournament on a high. They've surprised a few. They played some really good cricket. And well, they'll be hoping for the unthinkable. They'll be hoping to try and reverse tables. These are the key players of Thailand. Some big names, experience there, good all-round efforts as well. 1,445 runs in T20 cricket, 688 and 119 wickets. These are great achievements and great numbers as far as Thailand are concerned. And they will be hoping, as I said. But what about Sri Lanka? They are in red hot form, and Chamari Athapaththu at the top was magnificent the other day. A third T20 100, the first in the Asia Cup. And what an innings she played.
So that's the sort of hitting you would want, not as just an individual, but also as a captain of the side, especially the home side. She was clinical. She waited for the deliveries to be in her zone, and later on unleashed sheer power. And it is hard to stop her once she gets the start. And she gets those boundaries, hitting so cleanly with immense power. Brilliant knock for this edition.
Well, they do have a pretty experienced side, Sri Lanka. Good bowling unit, some very promising young cricketers. And let's look at some of the promising names. Chamari Athapaththu, of course. Arshita, very much established. And Udeshika Prabhuddini, she's experienced, and she brings that experience at the top. Now, Sri Lanka has been doing well in the last year or so, so we thought of catching up with the Sri Lankan, the assistant coach, Tharindu Pereira. Tharindu, you're the assistant coach of the women's team. It's a new role in the women's setup. Just tell us what your role is and what you do.
Basically supporting the head coach and his vision. So I joined them just over a year ago, and it was pretty easy for me to come and get things moving forward because I knew him from my playing days. So basically I'm supporting him, helping him to plan, organize things, what's happening next day, and we're looking at years ahead as well. And also I'm looking after the bowling unit.
So how do you see the bowling unit? What kind of change? Have you done any changes at all, or have you just helped them to progress?
I think it's individualized when you look at it. Tactical awareness was the area I thought wasn't quite there, up to the standard. So we spent a lot of time analyzing the players, especially opposition and the conditions and the situation. So we looked at in detail all these areas and also slight interventions on different bowlers. There's so many skills they already shown and a lot of experience in that bowling unit, but always there's a room for improvement. So we looked at little areas that we can improve to make impact on the games.
Yeah, now you have seen the Sri Lankan progress, especially in the ladies department, how Sri Lanka has won. So anything in particular that you have noticed since you came over, the reason for this success?
I think the skill development is massive. So we spend a lot of time doing one-to-one sessions, long days for both players and coaches, but it's really helped us. We looked at what are the areas and the demands of the games and how we can overcome these challenges we face. So we spend a lot of time, as you can see, a lot of different shots as you see in the men's game. So they're brave enough to try those things and now actually try them in the bigger arena. So those are the areas, and also, as I said, like the tactical side was a massive area that we spent time on and we analyzed a lot. And
so how do you view this job? Is it a challenge or is it an enjoyment?
I think it's enjoyment. It's the challenge as it really excites me. I think otherwise it's quite boring. Like you just coming in every day thinking, what can we add this to group? And also the girls are really hungry and they want to learn, and they even from the experienced Chamari Athapaththu to the younger 15-year-old Sashini, they always want to improve and develop their game. So it's really enjoyable environment.
Thank you, Tharindu.
Thank you.
Well, it's great to hear how the modern coaches look at their job and how they want to enjoy rather than consider anything else. And also the hard work, I think that has been the reason and secret of Sri Lanka's success. Right, we're ready to start. Sri Lanka on the field at the moment. Thailand batters out there. And you reckon good toss to win and bat first?
Yeah, the conditions are pretty decent, and under light it gets even more favorable in terms of batting. And Athapaththu has a lot of responsibility up the order. Two high scoring batters are out of the squad, injured, so it adds the pressure on some of the senior ones. Apisara has also had a last outing in the game against Malaysia, couldn't really capitalize it, but has another chance today.
Right, Archie Kulasuri is back. 35 games, 16 wickets. Good economy, just under 7. Very useful. Sri Lanka is sticking with an experienced bowling unit. That is interesting because what they have done is they have looked to have a strong bowling unit with experience. But they also have included in the batting unit some youngsters, giving them the opportunity. So it's a good blend, all-rounders, specialist bowlers, and top batters. Ready for the first ball, Achini Kulasuriya. Bhuchatham on strike. Oh, what a start, what a start. She gets a wicket with the very first delivery.
That's brilliant, unplayable. In swinging, Yorker for Bhuchatham was too good for her. But let's talk about experience coming into play with the first delivery. It tailed back in pretty late, and there was no answers from Bhuchatham. This is how good she is. Back in the side, pick up the wicket on her first delivery. First blow, and that is a big one. Bhuchatham has to take the agonizing walk back to the hut. Gone or not, Thailand one down without scoring.
Athapaththu is the new batter again, very experienced. That's a good average, just under 25. 450s, strike rate in the 80s. Kulasurya getting that first deliberative swing back. A little chip over mid-wicket, not in control. She was looking to play the pull, and then I thought she checked it a little bit.
Yeah, that's the length where Thailand batters will be more comfortable. It just allows enough time, but have a look at that. In-swinging Yorker was too good for her. Couldn't really get any bat near that delivery. Right on money. She'll be delighted, and definitely is.
That's a good start for Sri Lanka, getting a wicket on the very first delivery. And a lot to celebrate for them, and it's good to see a few people turning up. And there is a lot of support here in Dambulla when you play cricket, whether it's the men's team or the ladies team. And we do have Pubudu, one of the supporters, part of the cheering squad. He's part of a cheering team that follows the Sri Lankan national team, and that is Sunil Govin. Loves to paint himself with the national colours. And good bowling again, that length in between, wicket to wicket.
Yeah, it's just the late swing, the late movement that is making the Thailand batters uncomfortable. Again, indecisive front foot. They're stuck on crease. You need to get in your position early on if you're facing someone like Kulasurya. You can skid it, you can get the movement going on.
Over extra cover. That is the first real attacking shot from the Thai batters, and it's a boundary.
Yeah, Fisara, she took a while in the previous game against Malaysia, but right now it was in her slot. Again, just the width actually allowed her to free the arms. A lot of bottom hand coming in, but the good thing was she was determined to play that shot. Went through with it. And that actually made her earn that boundary.
Yeah, she was playing that angle. She bowls outswing Achini, Kulasurya, and what we saw in Apisara was she got on the front foot and punched it over extra cover. Went with the movement. Last ball of the over. Goes again off an under edge of the bat. This will run away. That's a boundary. So Thailand getting back-to-back boundaries. 9 for 1 at the end of the first over. Nine for 1, 2 boundaries, one off the middle of the bat, the other one off an under edge. You see the one that flew past that slip. Under edge, and that was 4.
It didn't bounce enough, it just skidded on. And that's why I couldn't really find the middle of the bat. But it was handy to get the under edge going. Runs coming, that's what matters to Thailand.
Sugandhika Chamari, left arm spin, thumb straight to the fielder. That was very well timed. Nicely looped, but she leant into it.
Bowling at Thailand in particular, you have to be careful with that width because they don't move a lot, don't have a decisive footwork. Any width on offer, they would just throw the hands. So that's their scoring zone.
Sugandhika Chamari goes wide of the crease, looks to angle it back into the right-hander. So this might be interesting because Athapaththu's looking to drive. So try and get to creep between the bat and body or bat and pad. That will be the plan. Yeah, you're talking about the width. and that's what they like. But it's a ring of fielders on the offside. So what has happened here is she has not been able to penetrate that offside.
Yeah, it's a beautiful action. We've seen quite a few left armers. Just wider of the crease coming to cut the room.
Yeah, that's the angle, runs up an inside edge. With that angle, it would be very difficult for her to get turned because she would always try to slide it into the right hander. And she uses the crease, she goes so wide of the crease.
I've seen few left armers, especially in T20s in women cricket. Sadia Iqbal for Pakistan, Athapaththu for Bangladesh, and Sugandhika. They don't rely a lot on the turn, but they want to do is contain runs by bowling a tighter line.
Dot to end the over. 10 for 1, 2 overs done. For 1 in 2 overs. 9 of the first over. Sugandhika's over just cost 1 run. 5 dots. Good to see some spectators turning up and watching from the grandstand. And don't forget, the gates are free. There's a lot of interest in cricket, particularly in these areas. So many cricket playing districts, borders. Ramulla. Inoshi Priyadarshani. Good fielding, but cannot prevent the single. Bowling from an end where she can use the drift, because we've spoken about how strong the cross breeze is, so she can drift it away from the right hander.
And the good thing is that there is still intent from Thailand batters. Anything on. Go after it. It's a better line within the stumps. Force them to play with a straighter bat.
They're all here in different shapes, sizes, colors, looks. Just a hint of drift, as you could see. Cross breeze is not very strong, but she's doing it. Oh, what about that? What about that? What about the movements? That is beautiful. See, he is enjoying himself. The goal, but lovely shot. Beautifully driven. That was nicely looped. She leant into it, and that's a boundary.
It's a whole different Apsara today. Attacking, more calculated. Anything in her zone, she's going after. Nicely tossed up, but just the drift that you were talking about gave her enough width to free the arms. A huge bat swing. That's well driven.
Slightly overpitched. The attempted off break just kept drifting, and she leant into it. Lovely stride and threw extra cover. That's poor bowling. That is poor bowling. That, I think, is a result of the previous delivery. She looked to push it through quicker and more straighter.
Yeah, overcorrection there. All they need to do is just stay within the stumps. Don't worry about the length. It's more of line.
Down to mid-on, taken. Wicket number 2. That's a mistake she did. She was looking to go against the breeze, cross breeze, never easy to hit into it. So the second wicket for Sri Lanka, and the wicket goes to Inoshi.
Yeah, just within stumps, it wasn't much room to maneuver with. Inoshi just this time probably a little outside off him, trying to fetch it and clear the infield. Delari, the comfortable catch. She is disappointed. She was playing well, scoring well, but now she's back in the hut.
So Thailand 16 for 2.
Visara goes for 12. Caught Kavisha Dilhari of Inoshi. Maya is the new batter again. A lot of experience, but the average for someone at number 4. Steers it behind point. 3 overs done. Thailand in a bit of early trouble. 16 for 2.
The players amongst the runs are back and hot, unfortunately for Thailand. Still got Maya out in the middle. Naomi can bat a little bit. Kano, another one who can bat. But they need to plan it out. It's not easy against Sri Lankan spinners or even fast bowlers in these conditions.
Prabodhini bowls left arm over the wicket. Again, another very experienced campaigner. Has been playing for a while. Carries a lot of experience, and this is the strength I believe that Sri Lanka has. Able to soak the pressure outside the leg stump, swinging down the leg side. Looks to try and swing it back into the right hander, looking to start around the off stump.
Sarah just thought that she had it in the zone. It wasn't out in the middle of the bat. Just the tip toe of the bat. Couldn't really get the elevation nor the distance.
That's a wide. Swinging down the leg side. Needs to bowl straight. Needs to start around that off stump. You start on the leg stump, you'll just go down the leg side.
Probably just trying to bowl in a tighter length around that off and middle stump. That's why it's dragging a little bit down leg.
That's more like the line. She might want to bowl a little bit closer to that off stump.
But he was the lone warrior the other day. The wickets kept on falling, but she kept on going. Anything, that's her strength. Oh, that's good shot down the ground. Didn't try to go towards the offside. Went straight down the ground and earned a boundary. Well, all is happening. Runs are coming and so are wickets.
Thailand would have lost 2 wickets, but the shots they have played in between have been very impressive. This is another one. Threw it off, pitched up, clearing that front leg, and then just beautifully caressing it through mid-off. That's half stopped. Very, very unlucky. There is no fielder behind that short third. At that pass, it was 4.
Yeah, they've got similar techniques. Probably most of the Thailand batters, they would clear their front leg and just throw their arms towards anything. Again, on this occasion, there was a good stop, though otherwise it would have been a boundary. That's where you need to be very calculated in giving them room outside off them.
Last ball of the over, 4 overs done. Thailand 22 for 2. Well, this is the second game and the last game of the preliminaries. This was the second last where Bangladesh won a magnificent victory. Murshida Khatun was brilliant with 80 off 59. Bangladesh winning by 114 runs. Back-to-back half centuries for her. With some exquisite shots. Really took on the hapless bowling attack of Malaysia. Unlucky in some way to miss 100. She looked so good, Murshida Khatun.
Been terrific so far in this tournament.
Good fielding, very good fielding of own bowling.
They're looking for runs. That's a good thing. The intent is still there. They've lost 2 wickets.
Bowled slower that time. Just a bit of width outside the off stump, but it's definitely slower. Surfaces in Tamil have been brilliant. It's been a bit dry, but it's been batsman friendly, batter friendly, I beg your pardon. Lots of runs have been scored. Good to see people turning up. Well bowled, very well bowled, header in 2 minds.
He has good control over the drift and also the trajectory. Just try to float it a little bit, trying to entice the batter.
Should be a couple here. In fact, they'll be happy with 1. They got a fielder on the cover boundary. They got a backward square leg. So that's generally the 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. They have them in square positions. I love the support. It's really great to see the support here. Not big numbers, but still to have them here. Another good over for Sri Lanka. Just 1 run off it. Thailand 23 for 2 at the end of 5.
One over to go in the power play. Snehal Pradhan there, the former India seamer, with the ICC. And Sugandhika Chamari will finish things off in the power play. Thailand aren't looking to just hang around. Even though Koncharenka is now into double figures. In fact, she gets to it with the boundary. The edge was healthy enough. The outfield is fast enough. That goes for 4. Isabel Joyce and Ather Ali Khan alongside me.
Great to see the crowds in. They're cheering that for, even though it's against their team. A little bit of luck. She was thinking about having a wild swing at that. That's between the pads.
It's the one thing that sets Thailand apart from a number of the other lower ranked teams is the intent with which they look to go about their innings. Always busy, play good shots, punish bad balls, get lucky occasionally. They are real role models for teams like Malaysia, Nepal. And again, the intent is to play well-judged attacking shots.
Spot on, but the previous delivery, when she wasn't quite there, she was able to adjust, and I think that's the big difference. Other teams, they might look to attack and go through the shot when they're not in the right position.
Now they might look to pinch the overthrow, decide against it.
Yeah, they're going to throw in guy with 14 of 21 with a couple of boundaries. If you have that sort of a start, you would want to go ahead. That's favorite cricketer. Rashid Khan, one of the finest exponent of leg spin. If not a cricketer, cafe owner. And Usain Bolt, there you go.
He would have managed to pinch that second run.
Benita Maya was one of the players I was saying, could she go on? 29 from 28 in the first game. So she'll be desperate to maybe she can get the highest score for the team for the tournament. 40 at the moment. 2 players having reached that mark.
She's come back well, but it's an over that still concedes 5. Thailand 28 for 2 in the power play. after winning the toss and wanting to bat first. And it started as badly as it could have. Important player Athapaththu cleaned up first ball by Achini Kulasurya. They played their shots. Afisara Suwanchonrathi struggled in the last game, but got the ball away to the boundary 3 times before she held out to Kavisha Delari at mid-on to give Inoshi Fernando her first wicket. And the boundary in the last over to give Thailand 28. They managed to get 44 against Malaysia in the power play, 25 against Bangladesh. That was without loss. Rathi allows for the field to be spread, so we'll have 4 fielders out. But the slip is still in place. Athapaththu attacking.
One of the things they do really well, Sri Lanka, the bowlers keep on switching around. They're all ready to go at all times. They know they could be called upon from either end. They can often bowl in 1 over spells, no one allowed to get settled. Kulasurya opened the bowling, now she's back just outside the power play. First time I've seen her take the first over. It's usually Prabhadani or one of the spinners.
More evidence of the talent of Nanapat Koncharenkai. That raced away for 4.
She's looked good, hasn't she? It's probably one of the better shots that she has played so far. Remember, she was the one who scored 40 of 35 earlier in the tournament against Malaysia. And she looks the part. She needs some support from the other end because this is a good start for her, especially for her.
She's animated always, Chamari Athapaththu. Doesn't matter how far in front her team may be. An extra bad ball, not bowling to the field, overthrow. We'll get a reaction out of Athapaththu, even though she's been around the block for a few years now. Wears her heart on her sleeve. Kulasurya is one of her experienced bowlers.
The really frustrating thing for her Sri Lankan teammates is that she gets animated, she says you should do this, and then she brings herself on and she nearly always takes a wicket. So she's one of those captains. She's not just saying do what I say, it's do what I do.
Yeah, both 34 years of age, captain and bowler. We're back a long way. Clears that front leg. Real keenness. And then reacts if she doesn't have the ball where she wants to hit it.
This is good running because they realize the fact that the fielders are fielding at the edge of the circle. So whenever the ball goes to the fielder inside the circle, a single is on. It's positive thinking, really positive thinking from the batter. A bit of a misfield, but it was on.
It's got that wrong. Fanita Maya just searching for her timing. 6 balls now. Has also had some game time in this tournament already.
Well, there's the foot to the leg side. Good running. As soon as she hit it, she knew she'd got it between the fielders. That was the key. Set off straight away, and even though it's still Harry, who's an excellent fielder, it's single all the way.
Still in search of her first run. 7 gone. 33 for 2, Thailand. You won't find too many kids that age who don't like being on camera. And they're going to aim for 2 again here. It's in a gap. Square boundaries are big, but Koncharenkai sent Fanita Maya back. I think that's a wise call. Throw came in quickly from the boundary rider.
Well, they did look for 2, but she's an excellent fielder, Vishmika Naratne. She set off very, very quickly. The under-19 captain from the last World Cup. So I think she would have made it, but Koncharenkai knows she has to bat long for Thailand to post a decent total.
Well, that's well played. Deshika Prabodhani going for the in-swinging Yorker. It's already cost them 1 wicket to Buchatham. And even though she's not of age, these two know they're important to the Thailand cause.
This is one of the most difficult things to teach, how to keep a Yorker out, especially one swinging in like this, but she's done it absolutely perfectly. Bottom hand has to slam down on the ground.
Yeah, a partnership of 48 between these two in that opening game. After mentioning how Koncharenkai top scored at a good clip, 40 of 35 player of the match effort. Vanita Maya played second foil, built that partnership, ended up being 48 of 42. Maya got a score herself. Got 29 of 28 that day, just perhaps trying to hit the ball too hard, almost too eager.
I think she needs to have a good long chat with Amaya, because now she's made 10 deliveries and without getting off the mark, it's not going to help the team's cause to put up a decent total.
The other thing that won't help is if she throws it away at this point. It's the kind of point in your innings, 0 from 11, where you throw caution to the wind and do something silly. She doesn't want to get a single now, because then she'll have the strike the next over, but try not to throw it away. That's what the coaches will be thinking.
Needs 1 loose ball. Well, that was a really good looking shot. It might have been a half chance, you know. Came quickly back from Prabodhani. Vanita knows she's hitting it well, but she's not getting it anywhere away from the Sri Lankan fielders. Now let's see how quickly this came back, and did it carry? Well, it'll qualify as a chance, and they've taken some blinders, Sri Lanka. But Prabodhani, fortunately, didn't stick. 34 for 2, Thailand. Kavisha Dilari is the new bowler. The importance of this partnership, even though Vanita Maya has been kept quiet so far, she's looking to be productive. Eyes lit up. Couldn't get it where she wanted it to, ideally. My team watching intently. Now, last ball of the previous over. I'm not saying it's a chance. It's so hard, low and quick, but it carried. And the only reason we're saying maybe they could have taken it is because of the standards they've set in this tournament already. I think by some distance there, the standout all-round fielding unit. Similar opportunity came Inoshi Fernando's way. Ritu Moni could not believe it. Snatched out of thin air, had no right to. She loved it. It was a non-celebration, one of my favorites. I'll just point out that that's a 37-year-old Inoshi. There's a 34-year-old Udeshika, so she's younger and presumably more agile.
Well, I'd say it's even slightly harder, that chance, because so low down to go on your follow through and then to react just inches off the ground. So she did well to save the boundary.
Just over. And Vanita Maya had to do something to break the shackles. Risky shot. She gets enough of it to get off the mark with 2.
It took her 14 deliveries to get off the mark, and she needs to ensure that she keeps rotating the strike. But you don't want to see her playing those dot deliveries. It just applies so much pressure on the non-striker who's been batting well.
They're good at keeping the Yorkers out. 37 for 2. right. Captain likes to lead from the front. Chamari Athapaththu. She has this uncanny ability to strike as if it's almost a sign to the rest. Look at how easily it's done. Here she is now to counter Renkai. It's a good fielder they have there, Vishmi Gunaratne. That's where the batters will more regularly look to convert ones into twos. She's quick, gets the throw in.
She reads the shot well, and that's the key in that position when it's a soft shot. So she'll stop the twos. She's good. Got a good pair of hands as well. We haven't seen too much of her on the boundary in the underage game. She's the captain. They'll be. Oh, that's excellent fielding. Well, it's the same fielder we've just seen taking that catch.
The thing that has got my attention here is if you look at the bowling attack of Sri Lanka, they have the seamers, right arm, left arm. They have the spin, off spin, the left arm wrist spin, and the left arm orthodox. I think they're missing a right arm leg spinner. One would have expected, especially from this part of the world, Bangladesh has 3, to have someone good enough. Oh, that could be out. Oh, what a catch! It's a stunner! That is a brilliant catch!
Kavisha Dilari just adds to the moments of magic that Sri Lanka have created in this tournament in the field. And Chamari Athapaththu is once again the bowler that provides the breakthrough.
Panita Maya trying to get things going, just didn't have the power. Took the pace right off, but have a look at that catch and the celebration to match on the turn, if you don't mind, right up in the air. She knows how good that was, so do the crowd. This Sri Lanka team will look out because in the field they're really backing up their bowlers. Bowlers make it tough to score. Panita Maya found it tough. 2 from 18. Thailand in big trouble now. 38 for 3.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a drink as well. Well, another outstanding effort in the field. That is where Sri Lanka have set the highest of standards. Chanida Sutiruang walks in at 5. Just to 46. That'll do nicely. Highly rated by her coach. Key player. Scores of 0 and 8 so far in the tournament. She's here because Panita Maya stay was a tough one. It was finished. She went full stretch, ran the optimum pace, ball in control, tossed up. Brilliant. That's a nice start for Sutiruang's innings. We've seen how the ball just picks up pace along the turf. It's a nice way to finish the 10th over at the halfway stage. Action-packed Thailand, 42 for 3. Just used the pace, helped it, steered it through the gap. No chance for the fielder at short third. 42 for 3, Thailand.
Dilhari continues. And so does Thailand. I've got a hand to it. The runs are not the problem for Thailand, but wickets definitely are. But Sri Lanka has set some serious standard in the field. Unbelievable, stunning catches. One-handed running and stretching at its fullest. Brilliant.
Carmen Mahapatuna, the fielding coach, will be delighted to see the team fielding so well. Straight back, that is simple. That's a little bit too easy. That is a soft dismissal. Thailand lose another wicket. They've lost wickets close to each other. 38 and 43. Dilhari getting the cotton ball.
Yeah, just straight back to the bowler. Wong, she needed to be out there. Thailand needed her to fight till the end, but spinners are too good. Chandana Sutiwong gone on 4, Thailand 4 down on 43.
Yeah, a bit of running repairs for Chamari Athapaththu. 43 for 4 in the 11th over. Well, we've seen two contrasting catches. One outstanding, running across, diving. And in fact, both catches were taken by the same fielder. One of Chamari Athapaththu's bowling, the other of her own bowling. So Dilhari has 1 for 4 into the second over. Sri Lanka's fielding. They'll be pleased and proud the way they have fielded. Laumi is the new batter. Just 90 runs in her 66 games. Best of 17. No ball. Now that is a rarity. I haven't seen that happen in this Asia Cup.
Yeah, Dilhari maybe a little bit too excited. Yeah, that's a clear overstep.
Safe to swing it away on the leg side and eventually found the fielder. So that's a good way of salvaging a no ball. But talk about the fielding. First take a look at this. This is Kavisha. What a catch. Ran across at mid-off and then made it look very easy. Two catches, contrasting, but both very important. Oh, that's the attempted leg break. Will be called a wide, I think. Not really. Oh, yes. It's confirmed.
Yeah, this one slightly easier than the previous. She's done the hard work. Can afford to have some easy ones as well. Look at the crowd backing their home team as expected. But they've put up some serious show in the middle.
I felt that Thailand was looking good at one stage. They were looking to score runs. They were scoring runs quickly, going at less than 5 runs and over. At the moment, they've been pegged back. Wickets, dot balls. Into the 11th over, they're going at less than 4.5 runs and over. That's the leg break that she attempts to bowl. That's part of her bowling mix. She bowls an off break and she also tries the leg break. And that time it came off. The previous time it was a wide down the leg side. Coaching staff of the Thai team watching with a lot of interest. They'll be making notes. obviously identify the positives, taking back home. Oh, that turn. That found some turn on the surface. 11 done, 46 for 4.
Well, here's some spectacular catches, starting with right off the home team. This one, it was a good technique, going sideways and then diving. It was swirling in the air, but pretty straightforward. But have a look at this. Instincts kicking on. It's no-she of her own bowling. This was another one. It travelled with some serious pace, but well judged catch. Sri Lanka is definitely leading its way when it comes to ground fielding and also the catching.
Today too, they added to that one outstanding catch. Ooh, what about that? That rush through. Take a look at the first catch.
Delari, it was dying on her. Certainly realized that she have to put that dive in. And what a dive it was. Fielding is something that you should need to practice as much as you can. And with a little easy one there, Delari, on her own. Probably not the best of the techniques, but she got hold of it. You need to put efforts in your fielding as an individual and come together as a team. It's something that you can immensely improve on if you put the hard yards in. You need to do the sessions and enjoy it.
Kavisha is, by nature, she's a very athletic kind of sports girl. She runs around quickly. That's a look at the Sri Lankan coaching staff. Dominda Pereira, the batting coach. And you saw someone taking notes. That's the fielding coach, Kaman Mahapatuna. Romesh Ratnayaka at the back, well-known former Sri Lanka fast bowler.
The fielding coach still not happy?
Well, they're hard taskmasters, I'll tell you. And then, of course, we got Tarindu Pereira, who is the assistant coach. Short delivery. They'll get a single. Chamari Athapaththu's over ends with only a single. Now the rate of scoring is under 4. Thailand 47 for 4. For 4. At the current rate, 78. Be woefully short of anything to challenge Sri Lanka. They go at 8, they might get to around 111. What do you think Thailand should be aiming at from here?
Yeah, they've got a lot to deal with. Wickets falling, the experienced ones are not there. But I think they need to still stay positive, just keep on nudging around every now and then. They might find a boundary option. Probably around 70, 75 wouldn't be a bad idea.
See, the problem for them has been the number of dots they play. They've lost wickets close to each other. And in between, lots of dots being built by the Sri Lankan bowlers. Letting them really to break free. Now, I think the mistake the Thai batters appear to be doing is they're not looking for singles. They're trying to find those gaps, looking for boundaries. But they should be reminded that singles are effective as well. They can just keep the scoreboard moving.
Yeah, it's a whole different art to learn to create and take those singles, to angle the bats, read the fielders. And I think that's definitely one area where Thailand is struggling, but they will learn. As long as they'll get this exposure, they'll understand the importance of singles and doubles in a T20 game.
At the moment, we haven't seen that. We've seen boundaries. Shorter delivery, swung away on the leg side, should be cut off, I think. They'll come for 2. The 50 is up, and they've taken 13 overs to do that. 50 for 4.
Pretty animated. She's a hard cookie. Chamari Athapaththu would definitely be itching to come and play the big innings. That's how the two groups started off. That's how things have unfolded. The top 2 teams will qualify from each group.
Those are the 2 groups. At the moment, we found semi-finalists in Group A. This game will confirm the semi-finalists of Group B, but at the moment, it looks like Sri Lanka is top of the table and then Bangladesh. Sugandhika continues from round the wicket. So it will be the winner of Group A, which is India, and runner-up of Group B, which should be Bangladesh. Forcing shot of the back foot. That will happen on the 26th. The first game at 2 p.m. local time. And the next game will be between the winner of Group B and the runner-up of Group A. The runner-up of Group A, of course, is Pakistan. And the winner should be Sri Lanka at the rate they are playing. Nice use of the feet, really nice use of the feet. But only down to long on for a single.
Yeah, that's the best play to attack a spinner. You need to come down the track or use the crease, maybe a few sweep shots. And Thailand have that positive intent to score runs, but obviously it's a hard task for them.
Gone. Missed a straight delivery. That was looped. She played right across. She was hitting to mid-on. That was tossed up. That was angled in. And Thailand lose another wicket.
Naomi just probably trying to push it too hard towards long on for a single. It was fuller delivery, nicely tossed up. Bottom hand coming into play. Never handy on a fuller delivery. And had to pay the price. 5 down for Thailand now as Naomi walks back. Sugandhika with a wicket. She'll be comfortable. Flip on Naomi gone on 4. Thailand 52 for 5.
$52 for 5. This is the 14th over. Thailand in a lot of trouble. Here, Kia Otto is a new batter. 25 games. That's better average than some of the others who batted above her. 150. Strike rate under 80. Kiato. She looks a powerful player. You could see straight away. She looked to thump it away on the offside. Couldn't beat the fielder. You could see that she is someone who likes to get on with it.
Just targeted towards the stumps. Ball with some pace. Darted in. And she missed it. It's going to be difficult against these spinners, but you need to keep rotating strike. That's important.
That's another very good over. 3 runs and a wicket. 14 done. Thailand 53 for 5. For 5. They got 6 overs left. Ilhari will continue with her off spin. Oh, this is a little chip in the air. Pretty simple to mid off. Another soft dismissal. Thai batters going down a slippery slope.
I reckon she was in two minds. Tiaoto couldn't really read the trajectory offered by Delari, and also it did spin a little as well. Just a little bit of a check shot, ballooned, easy catch. She is disappointed but cannot do anything now. Thailand crumbling away, 6 down already for them. Yep. 1 on Tiaoto, 1 on 1, 53 for 6, Thailand.
Athapaththu, well, she's known for her left arm spin. 55 games in because Thailand is in a lot of trouble here. 53 for 6. Ilhari from round the wicket. Oh, was it slip catching? I think it is. It is slip catching. Has she dropped it? Let's see. She just guided it to slip. I don't think the fielder is sure about it, but let's take a look.
Sini Pereira is gardening that slip corridor. Lari is nicely tossing it up, got some turn off the back foot, regulation catch, fell short. Maybe she's too deep.
Getting some turn, push through a little bit quicker. Puttawong not really getting on the front foot. Look at that. I think tried to catch it in the second attempt. She managed to do it, but she wasn't sure whether it actually carried or whether it was on the bounce.
Puttawong probably should have not opted for that shot. Again and again she's trying to guide it towards third when slip is already there.
There goes the sweep, just a single. So wicket and a single in the over. 15 done, 5 to go, Thailand 54 for 6.
Well, it's gone horribly wrong for Thailand in the last 5 overs or so. 10 over mark, they were 42 for 3, hoping for a partnership of some sorts to take them deep into the innings, but 3 wickets and some brilliant disciplined bowling and fielding has them in trouble. Udeshika Prabodhani, and Puttawong's played that nicely. He'll race away for 4. Sweetly timed from the Thai captain to give her first boundary.
That's 31 balls since the last boundary, so that'll be very welcome to Thailand. It was the slower delivery, just stuck in the hand a little bit for the bowler, and placement is perfect there, the left armour, just keeping it a little bit wide. So that'll make the captain Puttawong feel a lot better. Prabodhani, though, she doesn't offer too many loose deliveries. She's now got extra protection in point. 2 fielders operating there, just the 3 fielders on the leg side.
A very fine deep third. Almost anticipating outside edge for a miss-hit or a false shot. It's not anywhere near a conventional deep third. Not that that fielder could have stopped that. Very nicely timed. Last boundary.
It's a very reactionary field. I don't think she needs to have the third so fine. Prapadani to left-handers, usually bowls in at the stumps. She's used to bowling to right-handers. Left arm over, it's not too difficult to keep it tight. So I think that it's very much reactionary based on the shot that was played.
Yeah, she's got two fielders very close to each other there. There's one. And it's those two fielders next to each other. Makes it interesting what the plan here is from Chamari Athapaththu. Now let's see how far they stand from each other. There's not a lot of a gap there. It's almost a backward point and a short third. And you have someone very fine that's deep. Seems like a plan.
Yeah, at one stage 38 for 2 in 9.3 overs, but since then they've started to lose wickets one after another. Thailand, 15 runs, they've lost 4 wickets in the space of 27 deliveries. It's a really good from Sri Lanka, keeping things tight and giving nothing away. I'll pick up a couple of runs there to finish the over. 60 for 6.
Well, can Putawong just create a bit of a partnership here? Give Thailand something closer to 100. 130 is what she said she'd like. That's the period Athar Khan speaks of. Vanita Maya was dismissed. She was out there for a while, didn't get too many. But Sotirawang, Laumi and Kyoto fell quickly after, didn't add too many. Koncharenkai desperate for someone to just hang around with her.
It's a batting lineup that can change. It does change very often. We've seen Kano score okay as well. She's coming in next. Dilhari now. Good intent by Koncharenkai. She needs to make sure she scores every run she can because she's running out of partners. 27 now from 38 for her.
And this is where Dilhari is handy. I was bringing the point up of a variety of spinners that Sri Lanka have. Dilhari can actually bowl off spin and leg break when required. We've seen her bowl a leggy to the right-hander. Now that she's got left-hander, could pick the option she wants. Slip in place for Putawong. Slight hesitation, but the fact that no fielder inside the circle could stop it, it eventually didn't matter. Yeah, just some post-event clarification offered.
Well, she found the gap perfectly. Both of them in the middle of the pitch. In that situation, you have to just go because it's basically the same distance back where you came. At least when it comes off, you get the single.
Many ways to run a single. There is the leggy. Skillful, really skillful, and the control that she has, she gives very little away. She's conceded just 10. She enters her last over. The back of conceding just 4 runs against Malaysia in 3 overs. It's Bangladesh, a little bit expensive.
Such excellent control. That one was much slower. It's so difficult to read out of the hand as well. You can only really tell when it's about halfway to you and you've probably made your decision about what you're going to do. They're enjoying watching from the side. They all played in the last game. Sure, they'd love to be out there in the middle, but always good when your team's winning.
After this 3 overs to be bowled. Down the leg side, probably a bit of a bat. We'll have to wait and see. Yep, no signal from the umpire. So it's important for someone like Koncharenkai to ensure that she takes more strike, because she's the one among the runs. It's been difficult for the others. Yes, Putawong has put her hand up, 9 of 13. So she needs to grab the strike as much as possible from here on.
The leg break this time produces the false shot, and the catch is put down. I cannot believe it. They have taken blinder after blinder this tournament. What is a considerably simpler opportunity, Hassani Pereira has grasped it.
Well, didn't get hold of this at all. Off the top edge, the only saving grace, the swirling nature of the catch, because it's the leg spinner, lots more turn in it. And then the night sky as well probably didn't help, but this Sri Lanka team have such high standards. She's holding back a little bit of a shout. 17 gone, 65 for 6.
Like the coaching staff is not letting any of these opportunities go unnoticed. How much can we possibly zoom in to get a read? Never intruding. Here's the captain. Good work.
I wonder if that's the dreaded plus and minus. This goes in the minus column because they got a run and they kept their wicket. Coaches often keep, did you give away runs? Did you save some?
Mid-off was inside the circle. That's what Koncharenka was targeting. Athapaththu is a seasoned, wily old customer. Gave her very little width. She's going to change the field. Left-hander on strike now. Got deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. That's the only two fielders outside. She can have two more, she doesn't want them. It's 3,000 plus runs and 50 plus wickets. It's a pretty good list. Sophie Devine, Stefani Taylor, Susie Bates. Chamari Athapaththu. Finest. It's been a golden generation that we've witnessed. She can add a lot more if she keeps playing.
"14 deliveries since the last boundary here. Yes, they picked up 8 boundaries in the innings of 67. But they need to make sure that if there is any opportunity whatsoever, they need to go and grab it with both hands. The Koncharenka is on strike on 30. She's picked up 3 boundaries. Can she get a one? Or maybe on top of the off-side field. No, she's gone down the leg side. This might be a boundary. Right on the cue. That's a really lovely shot. Lovely sweep. Well controlled and picks up a boundary.
Now going over the offside was the carrot, but with the swing that she has, the power is to the leg side. Just shuffles across and uses the bottom hand that little bit more to make sure it goes behind square. Vishmi Gunratne, well, she knew early on that that was going all the way. Chamari Athapaththu, she knows when she's had a good shot played against her.
Yeah, 9th 4 of the innings, and show that summary of the overs. They started with 9 of the first. And then it's all been single digits. They need a few of those to be more productive. We're only 4 minutes past 8 on the clock, so outstanding over rate from Sri Lanka, among other things. Just put a sweeper out for the left-hander now. And she's also sending mid-on just outside the circle. Yeah, mid-on had just moved outside the circle, but nowhere near long on. She's now pacing her steps back. When that ball was bowled, which went for wide, she was barely about 3 yards outside the circle. And that's where she was. That really is a mid-on. 74 for 6, 2 to play. Kavisha Dilari has been outstanding. Couple of wickets, gave away very little, should have had a third. Catch going down in her final over. But Chamari Athapaththu has options to finish the innings off. Chinikula Surya, Udeshika Prabodhani if she wants to go pace. And it is a Chinikula Surya back. Started the innings in perfect fashion, yorked Buchatam. She might see a lot more Yorkers now. Putawong on strike.
Yeah, it's not an easy skill to master, it's bowling at the dead and trying to bowl in the block hole, the Yorker length. You can get better when you practice this over and over again in the nets. And you need to execute your plans once you get in and get an opportunity to bowl in the dead. She has an opportunity now. And they'll be hoping there'll be a few more runs added to this total of 75. It's been a difficult journey with the bat, apart from the fact that the one on the strike, Koncharenka guy, has 35 or 45. It's been a pretty decent innings. Has held one end together, and also the fact that she's started to pick up boundaries. It took a long time, but she did pick up a boundary in the last over. And look at that partnership. This partnership is now toward 22 of 25. Has been a good one.
For a wild swing, decent part of the bat, but could not get it in the gap. It's only another single. Sri Lanka looking to restrict this to perhaps somewhere around 90. Thailand would do well to get 100 from here with just 10 balls to go. Wanted 130, would have been a serious effort against the strong informed Sri Lankan side. What can Putawong get? Pushing for 2. Sides against it.
That's not a bad option because you would want her on strike. Koncharenka, Kai, and partnership now 24 of 27. Yes, as long as she picks up a single, and she's playing an important role. Putawong, 13 of 17, and giving some hope for the Thailand team to ensure that they have some total on the board. I know it's not a big total, but they're trying hard and ensuring that this partnership lasts till the very end.
Funny things happen in this game when Thailand strung those 3 wins together in the last Women's Asia Cup. Pretty low scores that they defended successfully. That was their template. And even so, you'd think you need at least 110, even if you are to dream of the upset.
Yeah, look at that partnership. This one is so far the best one. Yes, there was 22, but took some time. 42 deliveries. Maya and Koncharenka. But yes, this partnership somehow has given some sort of hope. We'll have to wait and see how many more runs can they get. We'll have to wait and see after the end of the 20th over. This over as he lit 3 singles of the first 3 deliveries.
Now she's picked her spot. Nobody back there. Ball just plugged a little bit in the outfield. It's 2 more to Koncharenka.
But just couldn't middle it, but it's a good option because the 2 fielders were inside the circle in that direction behind square on the leg side. Just didn't get enough on the bat, otherwise it would have been a boundary.
He's their leading scorer in T20I since 2023, Koncharenka. I didn't mind the option, just couldn't execute. Tough. Kolasurya's not the easiest bowler to reverse over third. What makes that shot even more curious is third is actually back, it's deep. It's not inside the circle. The option she went for previously is a much better option. Fine leg, square leg, inside the circle. Takes off. Shy the stumps. Only another single, another over without a boundary. 1 to play, Thailand 80 for 6. Final over then for Thailand with the bat in this tournament. One would assume Sugandhika Chamari will finish things off for Sri Lanka. 1 for 9 for 3 overs. Squeezed for a single. They might want to entertain the thought of 2. Koncharenka needs to keep strike. Puttawong is struggling. And the captain is gone. Fair play. The batter you wanted on strike is Koncharenka. And in order to bring her on strike, Thailand captain has had to sacrifice her wicket.
Yeah, she pushed hard. He took the first one very quickly, but knew that there was in trouble because the throw was spot on. Right on top of the stumps. Again, a really good piece of fielding from the deep. Kavisha is the fielder. Excellent throw to see the back of the skipper. Now, for the one goes for 13. It's 81 for 7.
Well, excellent work again from Kavisha Dilari. Rosnin Kano is the new batter, but she's off strike as Koncharenka will push for 2 again. They take off. Throw is to the keeper's end, and I think the full stretch dive might have her safe. Shake of the head from Vrindarathi. She will send it upstairs. We'll have another look. Desperation final over Koncharenka. I think she might have done well here in spite of having batted for a large part of the innings.
Again, a very good throw down. Now she's made it. She's made it. That is a very good effort. Excellent from Koncharenka. Knowing how important for us to get back and steal that strike one more time.
Yeah, that's fine. Great technique. Puts in the full stretch dive. Yep, no problem with that. Umpire Nur Hijra from Malaysia will confirm that Koncharenka shall play on. She literally played the entire innings, walked in on the second ball. Number 3. She's 4 balls. What can she get here? She's 8 short of 50. Waited for it. Rosnan Kano's actually pulled her for a single, and she's not happy about it. I think she's more disappointed she couldn't get it past that fielder at short fine.
Yeah, the option was good. The idea was perfect because she was inside the circle, the short fine leg. All it had to do was get past maybe a couple of meters to the right or the left. And a boundary was written all over it. That's why the disappointment.
Oh, that's up and over. No one back there. That's why Rosnin Kano wanted strike. She's off with the boundary of her first ball.
That's a very good hit. That is a really good hit. Coming in to bat and taking first strike, first delivery. Just a little bit wide. Had to reach out for it. What was good was she went up and over. No fielders in the deep on the offside square of the wicket. And it's a boundary.
Yeah, she's disappointed with that. Sugandhika just fired in wide and no one back. Any bat. Yeah, she has to be closer to the stumps with no fielders deep, square on the offside. That's the only one she has in long off. Right, last ball of the innings coming up. Thailand have managed to get 89 so far. It's been hard work. Full marks for effort and intent. Just quality from the Sri Lankan bowling backed up in the field. Koncharenka walks across, this time gets it past. Short fine leg. That's what she was trying to do a couple of balls back. But she finishes with a boundary in an over that concedes 13. And Thailand, after winning the toss and batting first, have fought their way to 93 for 7.
And it also becomes the most expensive over. They left it a little bit too late, but it's never too late to pick up those runs. Important runs. Really good shot. She attempted to play the similar kind of shot earlier on, This time she gets past the fielder and picks up a boundary. What a knock from Kanchan Rankai. 47 of just 53 deliveries with 5 boundaries.
Yeah, finishes the tournament with the bat just as she started it. Nanapat Koncharenkai, wonderful innings against Malaysia, and this is a serious effort from her, 47 of 53. But Sri Lanka would be thrilled. Kept their opposition to 93. They are capable of the upset, Thailand. But she stands tall at number 3. Nanapat Koncharenkai walked in the second ball of the innings. After Buchatham was dismissed, first ball. Desperately looking for support, but Aphisara Swanchonrati and Thipacha Putawang got to double figures. Otherwise, it was hard work for the Thai batters. They end up posting 93 for 7 Thailand in this final Group B game.
Yeah, 37 in the last 5, ensuring they have some total on the board. The best partnership, Koncharenkai and Putawang putting on 28 of 31. They would have looked to score a few more, but in the end had to settle for 93 for 7.
Yeah, they needed more partnerships early, didn't happen. But Chamari Athapaththu will be pretty happy with the all-round bowling effort. Brought in the main first choice bowlers this time. Achini Kulasurya struck with her first ball. Wickets for Sugandhika Kumari and Dinoshi Fernando. Kavisha Dilari with a couple of wickets, conceding just 13, the standout bowler. A wicket for the captain as well. And Kavisha was outstanding, and here she is now with Isabel Joyce.
Well, I have Kavisha Dilhari with me, 2 for 13 from 4. But first of all, I have to ask you about that catch. Tell us about it.
A catch again. Explain karanla kiyanna.
Mama giye se allanama kiyala hitagena. Mama giye allana kiyala hitagena.
She went in the mode of catching it anyway.
Very good. You had all the confidence. You bowled both leg spin and off spin. Which do you prefer and why?
I like both spin.
And if you had to pick one?
Both one.
Okay, no, not choosing. That's fine. You've got a brilliant crowd here playing at home in front of your home crowd. Do you really enjoy it?
Yeah.
What's so great about it?
I enjoy this crowd.
Good energy?
Yeah.
Okay, well, best of luck in the second half. Just to you, coach, are you confident of defending this target?
Well, no score is small enough for me. Everything we take it very seriously in our dressing room.
Okay, well, best of luck in the second half, and very well done in the first half.
Thank you.
Well, very nice to hear from Kavisha Dilari and the head coach Ramesh Ratnayake. Well, it started perfectly for him and his team. Achini Kulasurya back in the side. First ball wicket, an important one. Buchatham, Aphisara, Swanchonrati tried to get a few boundaries away and get the innings going. In the pursuit of one of those boundaries, holding out to Kavisha Dilari. That was the most straightforward catch that she would take. We'll see a blinder in a moment. And Nanapat Koncharenkai then started a show of her own. Slight moments of untidiness. This was a tough chance for Udeshika. This was an effort that she will remember. Kavisha Dilari's celebration to match it. And then the collapse began. Chanida Sutiruang became Dilari's second wicket. Sugandhika Kumari cleaning up Sulipon Laumi. Just middle period where they lost their way. Swanan Kyoto dismissed. It was a tough chance at slip, perhaps just short. This was a rare blemish from Hasini Pereira. Could have had Kavisha Dilari pick up her third. Koncharenkai and Putawong tried to rescue the innings, highest partnership between them, and to try and keep Koncharenkai on strike. Putawong was run out. Rosnan Kano with the boundary of her first ball, and Koncharenkai with the boundary of the innings' last ball. Thailand finished with 93 for 7. Sri Lanka need 94 in their run chase to make it 3 wins out of 3 in Group B. And that run chase from Dambulla is coming up very shortly.
welcome back. It's been a magnificent bowling effort by Sri Lanka, restricting Thailand to 93 for 7 after they won the toss and decided to bat. Just to take a look at the Sri Lankan lineup, very experienced. We also have some very promising batters batting alongside Chamari Athapaththu at the top. So it's a good blend and a good combination for the Sri Lankans, who really bowled very well and had Thailand restricted to 93 for 7. Now we do know that Chamari Athapaththu has had a fantastic Asia Cup so far. So let's listen to what she has to say.
My name is Chamari Athapaththu, current Sri Lankan women's cricket captain. My role is batting all-rounder. I'm playing as an opener. Sometimes I'm playing mid-order as well. So I just enjoy my game every day in the middle. I started my cricket when I was 4 years old. I became an international cricketer when I was 17 years old. So 2009 I debuted T20 and 2010 I debuted ODI. So my journey is a little bit tough journey. I always talk to my team and said, keep it simple, play your natural game, no pressure on your shoulders, just play, just enjoy the game in the middle.
My current favorite cricketer is Chamari Athapaththu.
I fell in love with the way Chamari Athapaththu play, and I've been fortunate enough to have conversations with her during fair break. Chamari Athapaththu would be my cricketing role.
One player I want to face Athapaththu.
It's a bit of Chamari Athapaththu for you. First and only player to score century in Women's Asia Cup. Most runs for Sri Lanka in T20. 15 ICC Women's T20Is. All-rounder ranking. So she has been a top-notch performer. And it's great to hear some of the cricketers from other nations wanting to emulate her and using her as a role model. And isn't it fantastic for the Sri Lankan captain and all-rounder. Left-handed bat, goes right arm off spin. Chamari Athapaththu has been a very, very honest servant, and here she comes out to open the batting. Well, there was a thought that Sri Lanka might change their batting order, might get a few batters in the middle order a hit. No, it's not happening. They're sticking to the tried and tested order.
Yeah, well, both openers have had one failure so far in the tournament. Chamari getting 12 in the first game, and of course Vishmi Gunaratne just won in the last game, so they'll be keen to get an opening stand going. Can they chase this down without losing a wicket? That's certainly what they'll be trying to do. And maybe the thinking is that, and hearing their coach talk, it's about, you know, everything's a difficult target and how he sees it. Nothing is easy, nothing's too little. He's very greedy in that manner. I wonder if we'd offered him 40, would he have still said that was a lot? So yeah, I hoped they would change it around so we could get a look at some other people, but I'm not surprised they haven't yet. Ramesh Ratnayaka, the coach. It's a good average, 20.9. Vishmi Gunaratne is still so young in her career. She's the next one through, but we still are hoping to see a lot of that woman on screen, Chamari Athapaththu.
Average just under 25, strike rate over 100, 10 50s and 300s in 137 games, over 3,000 runs. And add to that the wickets she's got as an off spinner. She is a special player. Suthiruan, she's got 75 wickets in 91 games, good average. Excellent economy as well, 1 5-wicket haul. They don't have much to defend, just 93. How will Sri Lanka set about?
Well, seeing how Vishmi Gunaratne got out early on in the last game, she'll be watchful, I think, early on. Just get the pace of these slower bowlers. She knows Suthiruan maybe a little bit better than some of the other nations, but gets a lot of swing in, doesn't bowl with a lot of pace. She does have the slip in there for the one that maybe doesn't move in as much as you're expecting. 2 fielders out in the deep, square leg and a fine leg as well.
Plays the call. Here's the first ball. Wicketkeeper standing back. Suthiruan swinging back into the right-hander, and very well played by Vishmi Gunaratne. Just look at how she gets into line and works the ball with the movement.
It's one of her strengths. Bishmi, she usually can miss the fielder, gets her head right in line. But I think that came on to her a little bit more quickly, maybe under lights than she was expecting. Watch, we'll have a look at the head position. Turns the hands, but doesn't force it. We saw that a little bit earlier with some leading edges, which kept the full face of the bat.
Swinging back into her. She might consider that she missed out because it swung on into her. And she was virtually hit on the boot, I think, swinging down the leg side.
It can be difficult with that much swing. The head position was just falling over to the offside ever so slightly. So she couldn't catch up with that ball as it swung right into leg stump and past.
That time, good use of the feet. They want to run here. Misfield. Had that been picked up, I'm just wondering where Vishmi would have been.
Rosanne Cano, we saw her at the end there, she attacked the ball nicely. It wasn't a clean contact really. She took the run straight away, put the pressure on the fielder. I think that's why she misfielded, thinking about the next thing before the ball was in her hands.
Slip for Athapaththu. That's understandable because she'll bowl outswing to the left-hander. She gets big in swingers to the right-hander. She's got a deep cover and a deep third.
And a really backward point as well. So Suliporn Leomi is there. So the space is right on point because the cover boundary fielder is very straight.
On the pads. That's a friendly full toss. They'll want two here. And they'll get two. Yeah, I sometimes wonder. Sutiruan, she got big in swingers from outside the off stump to the right-hander. So she's possibly trying to start outside the leg stump and bowl that glory ball to Chamari Athapaththu, but it doesn't really work that way in most occasions. That time it turned out to be a fairly friendly full toss on the leg stump. Look at Athapaththu batting way outside the crease. Loves to make her own pace, loves to try and reduce the angle of the swing.
Well, they know Chamari Athapaththu, everyone knows Chamari Athapaththu's strengths, but one of her weaknesses is a good length ball moving away from her. She can flash the hands at ones that aren't quite the right length, looking to go over her favourite extra cover area. They've got that extra cover area covered. They also have that backward point as well. So they're trying to get her out here. It's a really good plan, but it's about whether the bowler can execute.
Punched. They got a fielder on the cover boundary, so they have covered that area of Athapaththu. It's a lovely driver herself. 4 without loss at the end of the first over. Four without loss at the moment. Chamari Athapaththu made a memorable 100 against Malaysia, 119 of 69 balls. The first ever 100 in the current T20 Asia Cup 2024, and that's her third in her career of just 69 balls. She was brutal. No Malaysian bowler was spared. And what an innings to remember. Very dominating.
Well, Butchatham spoke about wanting to face Chamari Athapaththu. I think she meant with bat in hand, but now she gets the opportunity to face her with ball in hand. 119 wickets. She's got a great economy. And she is one of the top bowlers going around. Those numbers are not just against minnow nations, they're against top-class batters. So she doesn't fear anybody. She's a canny off spinner and likes bowling to left-handers. So she's a good chance of taking a big wicket.
She's got to slip in. Oh, what a shot that is. That's cleared the ropes. It's gone with the wind. It was really drifting onto the pads, and Chamari Athapaththu latched onto it.
She looks as if she's saying, don't bowl there. You cannot bowl there to Chamari Athapaththu. Just too full. Looks for the arm ball in towards the stumps. Can't surprise Chamari Athapaththu has some of the quickest hands in the game. It's right in the slot. Fielder in the deep thought she was in with a chance, but Apisara Suantran Rathi had to turn around and watch it sail over the rope. change of the field now. Slip comes out, 5 saving a single on the offside.
I think the mistake she made was she went straight. The first delivery was outside the off stump. The first one was outside the off stump. Athapaththu possibly expecting the ball to turn, was done, beaten that time, but the one that went for 6 was more straighter and drifting onto the pads, which helped her to hit it over mid-wicket. Oh, well bowled, rushed her that time.
I reckon that's what she meant to bowl the second delivery. Much better delivery that time. The line was right. Slightly better length as well. Almost found the gap between bat and pad. She knows that Chamari Athapaththu likes to play off the pads. She's waiting for that one. She's hoping for her to play across the line. Chamari Athapaththu just about getting the bat down in time.
This is good bowling, really good bowling. Barring that 6, this has been a good over. She's kept her quiet. She's given a 6 of the second ball, 3 dots and a single. Right-hander on strike. She'll still get a lot of drift with this breeze because that's the line she bowls. She's an off-spinner, but she tends to drift it into the left-hander, drift it away from the right-hander. Love to see her slip with Vishmi on strike. She opts to go without a slip, but then she can find that outside edge with the drift she gets. She's got a deep mid-wicket and a long on. Just wondering whether you need a deep mid-wicket there. Two overs done, 11 without loss. Well, the bands are playing. The Sri Lankan fans generally enjoy themselves. The trumpeters are here. The drummers are here. And that's a wide. They come here to celebrate the success of the Sri Lankan women's. They've so far had an excellent run in this 2024 Asia Cup. So much entertainment amongst the crowd in Sri Lanka. The full house with the papare bands, the drummers, the trumpeters. They had a lot of colour and sound.
I was down there for that interview with Kavisha Dilhari, and you can't help but dance. The shoulders start moving and the feet start moving. Just trying to make sure I didn't make a fool of myself down there, but they definitely bring you in. And they have to be the friendliest people going around, Sri Lankan people. Absolutely love coming here. Food's great. Atmosphere is great, and the music as well.
Pumped, good fielding, half stop. Yes, I agree. Sri Lankan people are very friendly. And they're very welcoming, they're very warm. And I'm glad you've experienced it.
Nearly every Sri Lankan's friendly. And the one in the commentary box as well. Roshan's been very helpful with his touristy information and tells me I should do some shopping here if I had any time off.
Swinging back into the right hand. You certainly have time tomorrow.
I have to go and see sightseeing. There's the one day tomorrow. Sightseeing has to happen.
Still planning to climb Sigiriya?
This is it. You've told me I have to do it. I can't look from the bottom like you two guys, the three guys actually.
Marina's joining?
Marina and I, the two girls are going to climb.
You need to take Ronak also.
Ronak refuses. All of the men, they are not man enough to climb the rock.
Working with the movement. You can see that Sothiruan generally swings the ball in back into the right-hander.
Well, Vishmi doesn't like to hang around too long. Well, that's what Ronak would need if he was going to climb So we'll leave him down. He's got the dinner plans on.
We got one standing by, don't worry. He just needs to attempt the climb. We have an ambulance standing by.
Maybe he should follow you. No, afraid of heights, is it?
Very afraid. Petrified of heights.
We'll let you off then. He's got no excuse. Youthful legs. Well, Bangladeshi team had youthful legs. They climbed it. Good luck from them. I wonder, has she been up to the caves? Good fielding. Excellent pick up and throw. Just keeping Chamari Athapaththu honest there. She's not happy she didn't hit the stumps, but I think the quick release was good enough.
Finds the outside edge on the bounce. It's a very good over. It's 13 without loss, 3 overs done. Without loss. Vishmi 1 of 8. Chamari Athapaththu has got 11 of 10. She's on strike. Chatham continues. This will be a good battle. This will be a really good contest. She's got a deep mid wicket. She's got a long on. She's got the fielders in on the offside. Inviting Chamari Athapaththu to try and go over extra cover. I'm going to bring it back into you. So she's kept her interested. Well, what she's done is not over extra cover, but she's gone straight, slightly towards the leg side over long on for 6.
Well, the head and the hands from Ruth Chatham. She thought she had Chamari Athapaththu out. She set the field, she set the trap, but what she hadn't catered for was the strength down the ground of Chamari Athapaththu. Didn't go over by a long way, but long enough. Just shifted her feet ever so slightly to give her the room. She knew the stumps were going to be in play, and they enjoyed it. So did Chamari.
Great shot, hit with a lot of power. She's a powerful striker. Chamari Athapaththu on strike into the 4th over. Long on remains. Now, for some reason, they've got a deep extra cover.
Well, change in plan. Bowling at the stumps, you just can't really do it, Chamari, on this pitch, the form that she's in. So she's going to bowl and maybe a little bit flatter, outside off, and try and get out of the over. Can't afford to get hit for another 6 in it.
That's behind point. This should run away to the boundary. I don't think that's the line to Chamari Athapaththu if you're going to drop it short. If you're looking to swing it back, start from there, that might be fine, but don't go short and wide.
Spot on, just a little bit too wide. Has the hands and the hand speed to get it past point and past the boundary fielder. Got it right between them. Point was well behind. Chinita Suthurang, well, on the boundary, she wasn't able to stop it. So another change in field, new plan. I think she's going to put mid-wicket back out. Cover comes back in. She's going to put her mid-wicket into square leg. So expect this maybe speared into leg stump.
Yeah, 2, 1 at square leg, 1 just behind square, 2 on the deep, on the leg side, deep mid-wicket and long on. Straight to the fielder. So she's conceded 10 runs in the over so far. Athapaththu has raced along for 20 to 21 of 15. 1 4 and 2 6s. Last ball of the over. Well bowled, very well bowled. Athapaththu was looking to drive and checked it. 23 without loss, 4 overs done.
Well, that 100 really was magnificent. She likes to hit 6s. We've seen one already today. These were the 6s against Malaysia. 7 6s. in that match. I don't think there was any bowler that was left untouched. It didn't matter whether it was a full toss, short, in the slot or good length. She likes to hit the ball for 6. And that's her celebrating with her mum. A lovely moment. After 13 years without seeing her daughter play cricket, she got to see that innings. And then this 6 tonight. One of the better spinners going around, Buchatham, plays in franchise leagues. She's gone for 2.
Finally, Vishmi Gunaratne is away. She was stuck on 1 for 8 deliveries, and she breaks the shackles, gets a friendly full toss on the leg stump.
And she had to be patient. But she gets a loose delivery. Sukarang a really friendly full toss on the hip. All she had to do was get some bat on that, and that's 4 all the way. She's been watching Chamari Athapaththu at the other end, scoring freely. She'd like to catch up. They've enjoyed it. Oh, very friendly crowd.
Again, just the angle back into the right-hander. That is worked away very fine. Good work in the deep. They'll get a couple of runs, but you could see how fast his outfield is. And Gunaratne getting into line, seeing that ball swing back into her.
It's a good piece of fielding for Apisara Suwan Chandrathi. Thought that was 4 for all money, but she had other ideas.
I think Sutirwan is becoming a little bit predictable. Oh, could be trouble, could be trouble. There was a definite chance of a run out. And somehow Thailand missed it.
Akancharankai may be a little bit tired from batting the whole innings for her team, but didn't gather. Vishmi Gunaratne was running all the way. Have a look at these 2. I think it's 2 all the way. Chamari Athapaththu wasn't interested. She stayed still. Vishmi has run 2 here and just not collected behind the stumps. Apisara it was again. We just saw her do the dive. The throw wasn't that good, but should have been good enough to get the wicket.
A great dive by Vishmi Gunaratne to get back, but that was a near moment. That was a very close call. She goes over cover. It should be cut off. It is only a single, but you could see how she reached for it.
3 fielders in a row, includes someone else in the game. Apisara, she's in the action. Saved to 4, almost affected a run out, kept that to 1. So they'll be pleased with that fielding. She hasn't been online this over, Sukarang. She'll be disappointed. A couple of free hits for Vishmi Gunaratne. Almost went for 4 on that occasion as well. Chamari Athapaththu made clean contact.
See, I think Sutirwan is becoming a little bit predictable with her in-swing all the time. We haven't seen her bowl 1 delivery that holds its line. Athapaththu generally plays her like an out-swing bowler, and you see that Vishmi Gunaratne plays her more or less like an in-swing bowler, looking to work the ball on the leg side. Short and wide, and that's gone for 4. That was straight. That didn't swing, but the length was short. The 5 overs done. Sri Lanka 35 without loss.
Solid start from Sri Lanka. As expected, Chamari Athapaththu just carrying on from where she left off against Malaysia. A couple of boundaries for Vishmi Gunaratne. Took her time, but when the opportunity came, just showed us all that elegance and class that she possesses. So easy on the eye. Game comes easy to her. Putawang. Captain to captain, and Chamari gets off strike. just moving on quickly into the 6th over of the second innings. 7 o'clock start. It's only 8:50 local time. Athar Ali Khan and Marina Iqbal can see if they have any plans tonight.
Well, I'm hitting the bed. I don't know about you though, Ronak.
I'll be hitting my own bed as well, Athar.
Me too, as I've got to climb early in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah. Izzy and Roshan were going on about that. I'd like to have the chance to respond. That everything you heard, if you were listening to them, was absolutely right. Not climbing any rocks. There's an emergency vehicle on standby. Slight distress for Thailand. Puttawong would like to just trouble Sri Lanka. A couple of wickets. They missed the chance of a run out in the last over. Been a strong associate side. They were dancing 2 years ago in Bangladesh with Thailand when they made it to the semi-finals. For now, if you're Sri Lankan, you have every right to move like that. That's how well your team's been playing.
Yeah, Thailand got the work cut out for them. It's not easy to bowl at this opening pair, especially because Vishnami is technically sound. Chamari is all about power. So the margin of errors are very small for them.
Yeah, and actually the way Sri Lanka played here in this tournament and the form they've shown this calendar year in England, in South Africa, at our hotel, staff coming up to us saying it's so much more enjoyable watching our women's team. They're winning. They're playing like Sri Lankan champion side that they're used to in the past. Men's team have had their struggles. It's just brilliant to see that they're carrying on.
We call the wide, yeah, especially, I mean, they're expected to play against Pakistan in the semi-final, and Pakistan will be keeping a very close eye, especially on the opening pair of Vishmi and Chamari Athapaththu, both among the runs, both in good nick. It's important for the opposition to have a closer look at these two, especially because if they get going, then watch out, because they can put a really good total and also chase a good target. So after 6, it's 40 without loss. It has been a good one in the power play.
Yeah, they're just such a prolific pair. They dovetail well off each other. Chamari Athapaththu and Vishmi Gunaratne. Chamari, glorious 6 down the ground of Buchatam. Vishmi Gunaratne with a couple of boundaries as well. It's a nice solid start. Thailand were 28 for 2. In fact, as it turns out, while Vishmi and Chamari have had good games individually, they've lost a wicket in both power plays of either one or the other, so it's nice to see the two together. Mangi Herzal from the United Arab Emirates, the official, confirms the power play is over. 4 fielders allowed outside, 3 on the leg side for Gunaratne. Deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long gone. She can have one more if she wants. Puttawong. There's no one back on the offside. Fair play to her, she's attacking. Here is Anisha Komchampu.
Yeah, I would like to have some thoughts from Marina Iqbal in terms of what Pakistan will be looking forward, especially when they bowl to this pair in that semi-final.
Yeah, first up, it's really important. Oh, a bit of mix-up. He had given up Chamari Athapaththu. Had it been a direct hit, would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, I think she actually saw the throw was wild. Let's have a look here. Yeah.
The first and foremost important thing for Pakistan would be to take Chamari out of the equation quickly and early. And they've got few bowlers for that. Yeah, it was wide throw though. Got Sadia Iqbal with immense control. But it will be interesting to see that against left-hander how she goes about. Fatma Sana, the in-swinging deliveries, It'll be important for her to play a role. But yes, it's not going to be that easy for Chamari as well to go against the Pakistani opposition in terms of bowlers. They've got 2 leg spinners as well. Umaima, Nidadar, they both, especially on these surfaces, can turn the ball. But for me, the fielding will be a huge point for Pakistan in terms of how the result of that match will end up.
Yeah, they've got to bring their A game. Fatima Sana from one end, possibly Sadia Iqbal from the other, some spin. It'll be a good option even for Bangladesh against India. They'll have to work on Smriti Mandana and Shafali, the form they've shown. Cracking semi-finals ahead of us, which Sri Lanka are looking good to go into as group toppers, 51 away. There we have it, Friday the 26th of July. Clear everything else out. India in all likelihood play Bangladesh and Sri Lanka Pakistan, with the final 3 p.m. on Sunday the 28th. It's a good start, tidy start from Kamchamphu, 43 without loss. Plenty of support for the home team. Entry is free if you're in and around the Rangiri Stadium. Seen that semi-final lineup. Make your way, as the Sri Lankan fans have. It's been brilliant to see. It's a weekday. It's come in good numbers. It was almost packed in the first game against Bangladesh. Puttawong will continue. There's a lot to like about Thipacha Puttawong, the bowler, just 20 years of age, having to captain Thailand in the absence of Chaiwai, their regular captain, and the old-fashioned left arm round across the stumps. Right across the vision of the umpire. This ball's at a good pace. This will be a test. Chamari Athapaththu in a quiet period. She might want to change that this over.
It has been so far the tournament for the opening batters. The openers from the teams that have done well, but realize the fact that this surface is a good pitch to bat on. Remember, the semi-final or final even on a better surface because runs have been scored. So it's important. It's important for the batters to go strong early on in the first 6 overs without getting separated. And the opposition will be also thinking how to pick up an early wicket. Get a new batter in because these are the openers. You look at the Sri Lankans, the openers have done well. You've seen what Murshida Khatun has done for Bangladesh. Shefali Verma and company has done wonders with the bat. Absolutely brilliant. Even Pakistan have got success in top of the order. So it's important to make early inroads. How do you do that? How do you plan that? And it will be discussed in the dressing rooms tomorrow for sure.
Gul Firoz has been outstanding for Pakistan. Nibali putting a good pair with her. See the passion in Athar Ali Khan's voice. Even 16 years since his last game, still remains a game for the openers, as Athar was at the top of the order.
Yeah, these are those sort of surfaces where you get a start as a batter. You have to cash in. It's unpardonable for you not to cash and go for a big innings. Because on these surfaces, it's more often that you'll throw your own wicket rather than the bowler getting you out.
And it's smashed on the ground. It's gone through the bowler. Long off has done well, kept straight enough to provide cover. Single of every ball this over.
Thailand side has looked much more compact in terms of their fielding today. The other day against Malaysia, they did struggle.
I'm just getting the feeling that Chamari is eyeing that leg side. There's a bit of a shuffle, but Putawong has bowled a really good over. Nice length and attacked the stumps. 5 off it, 48 without loss after 8. Right, just to recap Group A, you saw Shefali Verma, Smriti Mandana got off to a flyer in that game against Pakistan. And against UAE as well, put through the sword. Then Gul Feroza and Munibali, those games against Nepal and UAE for Pakistan. Excellent, Shefali Verma taking down Nepal. Even Hemlata got the chance to open yesterday, got a score, found some form. Kom Chomfu continues in this quiet period of play, and just to further enforce the point that Athar and Marina are making, it's certainly been a tournament for openers. There you have it. Chamari Athapaththu, brilliant 100 at the top. Vishmi Gunaratne got runs against Bangladesh. You then saw Urshida Khatun come into the side, and she's got back-to-back 50s at the top of the order. Dilara Akhtar too, quick-fire, impactful starts. There goes Chamari again. The power, my goodness. Third 6 for the Sri Lankan captain.
One thing to notice here, all the clean hitters around the world will have a solid base. Good solid stride, steady head, and in comes the hand. Full follow through, immense power generated from that base.
Yeah, with that 6, she becomes the leading run scorer in this edition of the Women's Asia Cup. And she's an opener. It has been the tournament for the opening batters here. And all 4 leading run getters in this tournament so far has been the openers. That's why it's so very crucial to realize the fact that if you can get somehow, have a look at that. Athapaththu right at the top of the list, 164. Shefali Verma, 158. Again, onto the pads, heaved away, but will not find the boundary ropes because there is a fielder in the deep. And there are other openers, not just those 2. Murshida Khatun from Bangladesh, 130. Gul Feroza from Pakistan, 124.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 openers. Still is the best place to bat. Bit of turn, and that's well taken. Really neat bit of glove work. Konsorenkai. Sharp turn, yeah. And Vishmi goes big, and Vishmi Gunaratne gets 6. She's matching her captain for shots.
Too good there, Vishmi. Covering the line, getting to the pitch of the ball. And the best part was he just timed it. Full extension of the arms, covered the line beautifully down the track. This is some serious hitting from both of these batters.
She already has a 50 in the very first game against Bangladesh when she smashed 52. It's a good combination. The left-hand, right-hand combination. Again, touch shot, forces the bowler to bowl, changes the line and the length, and she's up for it. Finishes in style. Another boundary to finish the over. 19 in this over, 67 without loss.
comprehensive over, that last one. Vishmi Gunaratne first went down the ground and then anticipated what the bowler will do next, firing it shorter, wider, just helping it on its way. Steered it past short third. And they're now finishing this off in a hurry. Got 19 of that previous over, they need 27 more to register yet another comprehensive win in this Women's Asia Cup. As Panita Maya will try and at least bring Thailand some relief and delay the inevitable. Chamari Athapaththu now. If you look at Panita Maya, she's had a handy tournament. Bat and ball. Athapaththu picked up. Glorious from the Sri Lankan captain. Races on to 40. Sri Lanka in a hurry now.
That was too good from Chamari Athapaththu, just slightly shorter but had ample time, waited for it and just helping it on its way for the big shot. You cannot bowl there, it's way too short for someone like Chamari. Will always get punished.
Yeah, she looks a different class altogether. She packs a punch, a serious punch. And she can knock out the bowlers just like that. Another one. 4 more.
Well, she can hit better bowling than this, so Panita Maya stands no chance. She's going to bowl one short and follow it up with the friendliest of full tosses outside off stump. And Sri Lanka now need just 17. Chamari Athapaththu now. The 119 not out in the last game, 44 not out here. Scored 163 runs, about 125 minutes and not yet been dismissed. She's forgotten how to get out. Sri Lankan captain. Well, got a feel for Panita Maya with the way this over's begun and the mood Chamari's in. She might want to finish it in this over. Could very well happen. Multiple changes in the field. Fine leg went back, now fine leg must run back in. Long off, deep cover, long on, deep mid wicket. Has to be full. Is full, perhaps just off pace a little. Should be very relieved, Panita Maya, to see the Sri Lankan captain take a single.
19 in the previous over and they've picked up 11 in the first 3 deliveries. Simply brilliant. This opening partnership. We've seen quite a lot of fireworks here. 5 4s and 5 6s.
Just into the 10th over. Striking at 150. Struck at 172 the other evening when she got that blistering 100, career best. Well, if Panita Maya had any contact on that, Athapaththu would have been run out. As it turns out, not much has gone Thailand's way. It's perhaps something that could have a word with. She's so good, Chamari Athapaththu. She doesn't need that head start. Imagine getting that in a semi-final. Yeah, off pace has worked, so it's good to see from Panita Maya. She's under pressure. 6 and a 4 to start the over. She's come back well.
You're just keeping the eyes on Chamari's foot. She likes to shimmy down the track to create that sort of length and pace where she can go big. Maya on that occasion was wise enough to pull it and slow it down a little bit.
19 of the last 13 of this. Sri Lanka now 3 hits away. There's a lot of power behind that as well, but there is protection in the deep. Single to finish the over. Powered their way to 81 in 10 overs. Not far away from the end, but let the officials and the players have drinks just before that. Well, this is a blistering start for Sri Lanka, and they're just 13 away now. Chamari, Athapaththu and Vishmi Gunaratne formidable at the top of the order. Thailand have at least hoped to test and trouble Sri Lanka, but Test has been at the receiving end of some of Chamari Athapaththu's brilliance. 6 hitting with such ease. Vishmi Gunaratne not falling behind. She took a while to get off the mark. Stuck a little bit on 1 of 8. They've matched each other shot for shot. Chamari's 6 hitting pedigree. It's just something to be amazed. Well, 93 was always going to be insufficient. Nanapat Poncharenkai tried, didn't find enough support. But credit to Sri Lanka's all-round bowling and fielding. Avisha Dilari was terrific with ball. And now Sri Lanka just a few hits away. Sulipon Laomi, ball in hand. Ali Khan and Marina Iqbal have made a prompt exit. And the unkind Isabel Joyce found her way next to me.
I'm known for being straight down the line, saying it like it is. You wouldn't want me to change, would you, Ronak?
I never said inaccurate. I simply said unkind. Accurate? Well, Sri Lanka have been unkind. Not offered much. Half a run out chance. Pretty much it. Oh my. Vishmi Gunaratne had to wait in position. But she's found the gap in spite of the best efforts of the fielder in the deep.
Suwanan there, it felt like she was running forever. She actually dived too soon. That ball was edging ever closer. It was a real drag down from Laomi. Got in position early. There wasn't a huge amount of pace on it. Look here, just kneeled down. Needed a dynamic dive or just to get closer before she went down. So that would be disappointing after that big long run.
Well, she's kept in the past one in Kyoto, so she'd much prefer being behind the stumps. Turned 20 last week. For now, 2 hits away. And more runs. They're going to get even closer now. This is a better effort in the deep. Won't go all the way. Wait for the umpire. And she says leg buys. Mangi Erzal. So just 7 away now.
Athapaththu requires 4 for her 50. They'd like to cheer the 50. Try not to kick the ball too much, Vishmi. Need the runs off the bat.
I'm not going to have any of that. Finish it if you get the chance, Vishmi.
You call me cruel.
Unkind. You just went straight to cruel. You call you cruel. It is cruel sometimes when Athapaththu's in this kind of form, shows no mercy. She has your chance now, Izzy Joyce. On 46, 100 in the last game. 6 to win, 4 for the 50. Can she finish both in 1 hit?
She certainly can, we've seen that. It's just whether she gets the delivery she wants. Naomi's trying to make sure she gets the right field. Their first bowl in the game. make, whenever I used to bowl in this situation and I used to bring myself on, I didn't want anyone else to have to try and defend 2 or something. You're just trying to get it to the next over. So that's what Laomi will be focusing on. She's bringing square leg in now, mid-wicket, long on, long off, and a very straight cover out on the boundary. So she has to be full.
Yeah, that first ball to Vishmi Gunaratne. She got it wrong. If she bowls that to Chamari, it'll be the end of this game. Well, Laomi will have her own say. She doesn't want the winning runs of her bowling. Slide that through, skidded across the turf. Cries for catch it, it's going to be safe. That would have been an anti-climax. Athapaththu wants the strike. One ball, how does Vishmi play it?
She got in the back foot. It wasn't short enough even for Chamari Athapaththu, but because she's so strong, she managed to send it forward of the field there at square leg. It was a well laid plan, but Sunita Chaturangratana couldn't get to the ball.
Athapaththu will do everything to try and get 2, but 1 is all they'll get. So Chamari will be off strike. Vishmi's realised that. 90 without loss, 4 to win. Right, now it looked like last ball of the previous over. Vishmi accidentally took the single. And she goes for the big shot. Okay, maybe she didn't accidentally take the single. She went to finish it. But now Chamari Athapaththu will have the chance.
I reckon in between overs there, Chamari, much as she wanted the 50, was saying, no, it's okay. You hit the runs. But inwardly, she's probably thinking, I wouldn't mind another 50.
She was saying no with the runs because that's the right thing to say as captain. Vishmi should have just nudged it, but Vishmi said, okay, I'll do that. It could have been anything. It ends up being 2.
Kamchampu in the deep. Well, it looked like she was going to keep it to 1. Then it looked like it was going to be 4. That should have been 1. That could have been 4. No, it was 2. Just about stopped it. They're checking, but it hasn't touched the rope. So 2 from that delivery.
Scores level. 1 for the win, 1 for Chamari's 50. The crowd know it. Thailand know it. They've had their moments in this tournament, but it's about to come to an end. Credit to them. Carried themselves terrifically. This is Sri Lanka's moment now. March on to the semi-finals unbeaten. Athapaththu on 49. They've run the bye. The most anticlimactic finish, but it's about getting the job done, and Sri Lanka have done it in style. They are the best by some distance in Group B. Athapaththu and Vishmi Gunaratne take the hosts into the semi-finals, and they have flexed some serious muscle against Thailand. Sri Lanka win by 10 wickets.
Well, they've been so impressive, the home team. Not just those 2 batters we saw batting there, Vishmi Gunaratne and Chamari Athapaththu, have impressed, but the whole team, particularly with ball in hand and in the field, They've been the complete unit, cover all bases. They've got some star players, they've got real workhorses, and they're great people to boot. They've had a chat for every single team they've played against. They've played with respect against the lower ranked nations, and what a way to finish it. No one would have blamed them for not running this one, but the consummate captain, Chamari Athapaththu, said the win comes first. Stats mean nothing. It's all about her team winning, so well done to her. She didn't get the 50, but she's won the game.
Yeah, they've been wonderful. Thailand, it's a treat to watch. But Sri Lanka have Dambulla dancing to the tunes of their bat and their brilliance in the field. They have been the standout team of this group. They take Bangladesh along with them. India and Pakistan await the semi-finals of the 2024 Women's Asia Cup are now confirmed and upon us.
For us, it's pretty simple. Like I said, we are not very focused on which country we are playing. We're just focused on, okay, what is our game plan and how we can make sure we win the next game, win this game and then the next and then the next. So we're going to take it one game at a time. Whichever team is, we are very well prepared.
First of all, I think it's very important. It will going to be our key moment. Definitely, if we get to play good cricket there and get a positive result, it will definitely boost our team.
They were the big four going into this tournament. They are the final four. India versus Bangladesh, semi-final number 1 on the 26th of July, 2 p.m. onwards from Dambulla. Following that game, the defending champions first up against the former champions, and then we've got Sri Lanka and Pakistan.
We playing really good cricket. Definitely we have a pretty good chance to go for finals.
Plenty of power. Nice follow through as well, and Sheikh gets through.
सबसे बड़ी माइंडसेट हमारा डिफरेंट है। मैं ज़्यादा बिलीव करती हूँ प्रोसेस में, ये ट्रॉफी ज़रूर विन करेंगे।
Chance gone. Neither others, Pakistan look forward to the challenge of the hosts in red hot form. Chamari Athapaththu, Sri Lanka, second semi-final, 26th of July, 7 p.m. from Dambulla. Well, they are thanking the crowd that has come in such good numbers here, and they will be back in a couple of days' time. Just had so much to celebrate. That's at the back of what's been a dominating opening stand. Vishmi Gunaratne, 39 of 34. Chamari Athapaththu, 1 short of 50. Didn't matter, took the extra to get the job done. And Sri Lanka humble Thailand in just 11.5 overs. Well, this is going to be filled with boundaries. Chamari just carrying on from where she left off against Malaysia. Terrific strike down the ground of Nataya Buchatham. Vishmi Gunaratne joined the party soon after. 6 hitting ability has just been second to none in this Women's Asia Cup. Vishmi also finding a score after a terrific half-century in the opening game against Bangladesh. Thailand tried. They threw everything at them. In fairness, just outclassed in the end. Slightly anticlimactic way to finish the game. But Chamari Athapaththu was about getting the job done as soon as possible, and that they did.
Didn't matter who had the ball, they suffered. The best of them was Athapaththu Pudawang, just went at 5s in her 2 overs. Sudipur Naomi had the opportunity to get a wicket near the end, but she went at 7s. But all of the bowlers, well, they suffered, and nobody managed to take a wicket as they lost by 10.
Therefore, Thailand bow out. They won the toss, batted first, but barring Nanapat Koncharenka's resilience, there was not much as Kabisha Delari, rest of the Sri Lankan bowling and some terrific catching kept them to 93. And Sri Lanka win by 10 wickets. Well, it's the big four stand tall. They are the final four. India versus Bangladesh in the first semi-final on the 26th of July, followed by Sri Lanka and Pakistan with the final on Sunday, 3 o'clock. It's time to take a short break. We'll hear from both captains on the other side. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just seen a clinical batting performance by Sri Lanka, beating Thailand by 10 wickets with lots of balls to spare, and spearheaded by the captain Chamari Athapaththu. Sri Lanka heads the Group B and qualifies to the semi-final in the Women's Asia Cup 2024. A warm welcome to the post-match presentation of the Women's T20 Asia Cup 2024 match between Sri Lanka and Thailand. The Asian Cricket Council would like to thank the broadcaster Star Sports, the sponsors, and all other government organizations and authorities, and all those who are involved in the smooth conduct of the match. It's my privilege now to introduce the presentation party. We got Mr. Mahinda Valipuram, Director of ICC, Chairman of Development Committee, Asian Cricket Council. We got Mr. Piyathissa Bandara, President, Polonnaruwa District Cricket Association. A warm welcome, gentlemen. Right, let me start off now with the losing captain from Thailand, Thipacha Putawong, and can I also call the manager, Mr. Kuram Gilani, to help us out in the interpretation. Let me start off, bad luck today, but let's look back at the Asia Cup and tell us your journey in it as a team.
เราเข้ามาที่เอเชียคัพเป็นยังไงครับรู้สึกเป็นยังไง
หนูรู้สึกดีใจมากที่ได้มาเล่นกับทีมระดับโลกแล้วก็ทำให้เราได้เรียนรู้อะไรเยอะมากเกี่ยวกับทัวร์นาเมนต์นี้ใช่
It's been a wonderful journey, especially that we get to play with such big teams. We're learning a lot. We're a young side, so it's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah, what are the key learnings you've had in this tournament? Obviously, you played against big teams. What do you like to elaborate on that?
มีอะไรที่คุณเรียนมาจากที่นี่ครับ
ด้วยหนูเพิ่งเป็นกัปตันด้วยแล้วก็ทำให้แบบสามารถเรียนรู้ได้ว่าอย่างทีมที่เขาเก่งมากๆเนี้ยเขาพร้อมที่จะ attack เราตลอดเวลา ถ้าเรายังไม่พัฒนาเราก็จะอยู่ที่เดิมแล้วก็จะไม่สามารถต่อยอดได้
So she's saying that it's her first experience as a captain. She learned a lot by seeing all the bigger teams. She saw how aggressive they play, and we have to have the same intentions if we are to move forward and get better.
Finally, any memorable moment that you're carrying back home with you?
มีอะไรที่คนหลับจากที่นี่เวลากลับบ้านก็มีอะไรครับ
ถ้ากลับไปก็พวกเราก็ต้องซ้อมให้หนักขึ้นทั้งเรื่องแบดเรื่องโบเรื่องฟิลลิ่งแล้วเราจะกลับมาอีกครั้งหนึ่งค่ะ
So it's wonderful memories that we're going to be taking back. The experience that we've had here is wonderful. The people here are really good. We're going to be focusing a lot on our batting and bowling, and hopefully we'll come back and win a lot more games.
Thank you, Thipacha. We enjoyed your cricket, and all the best to cricket in Thailand.
Thank you.
Well, that is the losing captain, and well done to the Thai team. They played magnificent cricket, but unfortunately bad luck today. And now it is the turn of the player of the match for her outstanding batting, and of course the wicket. Chamari Athapaththu will walk in and collect a trophy from Mr. Mahinda Wallipuram. And she will also collect the cheque for Mr. Piyatissa Bandara for the player of the match. $750. Congratulations, Chamari Athapaththu. What an outstanding innings she's played. And she has batted absolutely magnificently. And in fact, she, as the winning captain, can now collect her $2,000 cheque for Mr. Mahinda Wallipuram. So 2 cheques for Chamari Athapaththu. The team cheque and her personal cheque. And now we can talk to you. Chamari, congratulations. You're in the form of your life. You're batting so brilliantly.
Yeah, actually, I'm enjoying my cricket every time in the middle. I don't want to take too much risk. I just play my natural game.
What was the plan coming out? 93 was a small score. Were you concerned about the run? Were you going to chase on the run rate, or were you going to bat the normal way?
Nothing secret. See ball, hit ball. Simple theory.
Right. You're so good at hitting sixers. 7 sixers in the previous innings. You're not sparing any bowler.
Yeah, I enjoy hitting sixers because I had to work hard in the nets, doing power hitting with my coaches. So I continue these things in the middle as well.
So you had a chance of getting a 50, but you ran the bye.
Yeah.
You forgot or what?
No, actually I'm thinking about the win the game. I don't want to think about my individual performance, but end of the day, I miss that. Because I have plenty of game left, so I just enjoy my cricket.
Yeah, one final game, the semi-final coming up. So you got 2 steps, semi-final and then the final. How is the team looking?
I think we have to take one game one time. Next game is semi-final, so take this game serious, but I don't want to take too much pressure on my shoulders and our girls' shoulders. Just enjoy our game in the middle.
Very well done, Chamari. Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you.
Enjoy
thank you
the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our post-match presentation as Chamari Athapaththu, the winning captain, is also the player of the match. Sri Lanka qualify to the semi-finals.
Many thanks to Roshan Abeyasinghe, a very happy Sri Lankan captain. That's because they have been by some distance the best team of Group B. They finished with 3 out of 3. Bangladesh qualify for the semi-finals and Thailand and Malaysia bow out. We are down to our final 4. India, defending champions. Favourites for the tournament will take on Bangladesh, the only other team to have won it, the Women's Asia Cup. That's on the 26th of July, the afternoon game, 2 o'clock local time. And then Chamari Athapaththu's Sri Lanka will take on Pakistan. Nida Dar has turned her team's fortunes around. Sri Lanka, Pakistan, 7 o'clock on the same day, the 26th of July from Dambulla. Well, thank you very much. We look forward to your company on semi-finals day. Until then, from all of us in Dambulla, it's good night.